Greetings, world. Welcome to another MEN-talRollaDeK Live. Today's topics. Who benefits more from marriage? Is there such thing as an alpha female? My esteemed co-host, Chantrice. Greetings, Queen.
What's up?
That was grim. What's up? How you doing?
Good, good. How about you?
Can't complain at all. It's getting hot outside.
Cold here.
Still cold. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you want to start with first?
I think we should start with who does marriage benefit most? And I would say it benefits men the most.
Of course, because you got beef with men, so of course it's gonna benefit men
I
more.
don't have beef with men, okay? Listen. Is this the writings on the wall? It's clear. Like you see all these little bitter Betty ass men on the internet crying all day, but what are they still looking for?
Wow,
Wives.
wow.
Versus a lot of women have at some point a new wave of, I don't know if it's this new wave feminism or just in general, but a lot of women are saying fuck it. If I never marry, fuck it.
Wow.
So I'm saying,
You're saying that's interesting because most men would say the woman benefits more. The reason why is because the extravagant show pertains to the woman. Like if it's up to a man, we'll rather just go to a courthouse. But a woman want to spend 20 grand on a wedding, and I don't understand. But after the wedding, there's no like bread for the honeymoon or say to put on a house with most of these marriages. Like they want the instant gratification, like let's party for one night and then 3, 4, 5 days later, let's struggle together. Let's get miserable together because we just spent 25 racks on a wedding that
it's not that
appeasing who?
simple.
So
It's not
please,
that
please do
simple.
tell. Let's hear it.
It's first of all, the wedding is for the family. I've said this before.
Explain.
It's the celebration of two families coming together, and the people who are having the most fun is the family. But the wedding is also the last celebration where the bride will be the center of attention. That's the last celebration of her life before her. I've said this before in another one of our shows. This is the last celebration that she'll get that center around herself before, and the next one will be her 50th birthday.
That's funny because everything revolves around the female, so I don't understand what you're saying. Um,
No, what after marriage doesn't revolve around pleasing your husband and be a dutiful wife and these kids?
pleasing your husband. Wow.
Yes, because
I,
Lord knows that's a topic.
do y'all know that once you marry a male, you take his name within these laws that these people conjure up, right? Within books like these, the female now becomes a slave of the husband. Do y'all really know what marriage is about? Or it just looks nice because y'all see it on TV and the shows and what the celebrities is doing, so on and so forth. Do y'all really know what marriage is about?
I mean, essentially, that's how marriage works around the world. But we're going to keep it to a Western context because women around the world, when they marry, it's literally not that as joyous of occasion as it is for Western women. It will, as it's supposed to be for Western women because we actually get the luxury of choosing our husbands.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm still waiting for you to expound more, like how it benefits men. I don't see
I'm
it.
saying men have a better quality of life. Think about the single dudes, running around here and the married men. Like they have a married man has a better quality of life. He's going to live longer. Think of most millionaires. They're married.
Okay.
Most successful men are married.
Okay.
It's so many things. I mean, now, of course, there's the flip side of this is if you choose a good wife. And I say choose specifically because men do the choosing when it comes to marriage.
Do the choosing. Okay.
I'm saying they make the choice to marry. So, if they've chosen the right woman who's actually down for them and is, trying to have the same family goals as they do, blah, 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 then that'll work out. Now, if you choose the wrong woman, I mean, it, it could be a nightmare.
I honestly feel
So,
that women are stuck within a 14-year-old phase.
what's that?
And they haven't gotten out of it. Like the glitz and glamour and so on and so forth phase where everything is like me. Not let me not generalize it to make it seem like all women do this, but most
Hmm.
women are stuck within this phase where everything is just a show for them. And the more reality TV they watch, the more freaking consumed they are within the life that they're living. A lot of women are spoiled and delusional.
I can agree with that to a little certain extent. I do. I
You
think
mean
I've already told you how I feel about
a
reality
little?
TV.
You mean a
It's
little extent? It's a lot of extent. Like,
nah, real grown women out here ain't living their life by reality TV. I mean, it's a lot of. I mean, that sounds like some early 20s chick type shit. Like grown ass 30-year-old women ain't living their lives by loving hip hop.
yeah, okay,
Like, that's just not what's going on,
right.
especially if they have children, because that's the dose of reality. So, yeah, no, I'm gonna disagree with that.
That's not enough for me. Like, how do you mean they don't live off of reality TV? A lot of stuff that people crave is from what they've seen from celebrities, and they feel like that life should be their life, but yet they lack the work to gain such structure or gain such wealth to elevate their primary form of living.
I mean, material things, yes, all women want that, but am I really mad because, oh, my husband bought me a car, but it wasn't the Range Rover that I wanted? Come on, your average chick is not. That's just not it.
But these
Sorry.
chicks don't think they're average though.
I don't- Maybe you know what? Maybe it's the difference out there in Atlanta. You're in that culture,
Fam, it's beyond
so
Atlanta. What do you
I
mean,
mean,
Queen?
yeah,
Come
but you like
on.
in the thick of it though.
Yeah, but like
'Cause,
within the
like in San Diego, where I'm from, I mean, it's nothing but like military families out here,
okay,
and
old school traditional. Okay,
so yeah, they not. That's not what they dwelling on. I mean, don't get me the chicks out here can be a little bit materialistic too, but as far as what you're saying, emulating and thinking they deserve what they see on reality TV,
okay.
nah.
So let me ask you this, Queen. What are most women sacrificing in marriage?
Um, Gosh. Um,
And the tongue is tied.
yeah.
Ladies
No,
and
it's
gentlemen.
not. It's I don't know. I don't know how to articulate because everything they sacrifice is a choice that they've made. But do you think that the woman is the same as do you think that a wife and a mother is the same as a single woman?
What's the difference
She has
besides the
different
contract?
responsibilities, different things, different walks in a totally different light. Like you understand? Like me, I'm single. I'm obligated to no one. I do
Do
what
you,
I want. I'm
do
on
you
my
cook?
own schedule.
Do you cook?
Yes.
You clean?
I cook for myself. I clean for myself. I do all that for me though. I'm not doing it after people all
I,
day.
I grasp that. You take care of your bills, so on and so forth, right?
Exactly.
Okay, but a kid just add to that, but you're doing the same thing.
Do you feel like you do that your life is different as a father than it was as a single man?
In a certain aspect, I just have more mouths to feed.
Well, yeah, but it's very different
In a
in a
sense,
relationship and fathering than
you got
just doing your own thing.
you got to spend time. But I was never the type to do my own thing. Like certain things people gravitate to, I don't gravitate to that. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
well
So
then
I see your point. You mean like the time spent, like
and just
emotionally.
freedom in general. I mean, like I said, as the wife and the mother, you've made that choice, but still, your life isn't yours anymore. You have to think of, just the other day, I was like, came 7 o'clock. I was like, oh, I haven't eaten dinner yet. And I was like, oh, I'll eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and just go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, as a mother, you can't do that. You actually
Yes,
have to
yes, you
consciously
can.
think, come on.
Yes, you can.
If
So
you're trying
listen,
to
freedom is still
You
within
can't just send your
free.
kids to bed. Good mothers, you can't just send them kids to bed
No,
hungry.
I'm not saying that, but freedom is still within your grasp. That's what babysitters are for. Like
No, we don't do babysitters.
yes, we do. Like
No,
people make it seem like when you get into a marriage, like your life is shut down, you're dragging, you just
I'm not saying that.
went
That's
from the
not what I'm
bikini,
saying at
went from the
all.
bikini to the bingo baggies now. You just let yourself go, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, no, it's still the
That's
same thing.
that's not what I'm saying at all. I really believe that it's very important to have a good home and personal life separate. Like there's those women who are most miserable are the ones whose husband and children are their whole life.
That's
Without
not
their
true.
husband and their kids, they don't know what to do with themselves. It's
That's not
those chicks who are miserable.
Stop it.
The
I feel like the ones that's most miserable are the ones that don't love themselves, man. Like
those women, those are the women, those who don't love themselves.
single women go through more headache than yeah,
No.
a married fam. I know.
Listen,
I I
I
know.
don't have to worry about where my husband is. I don't have to worry about feeding them. I don't have to worry about calling them and telling them I ain't coming home tonight. Come on.
Why you worrying about where your husband is at? Like I
I'm
don't
saying those are things to worry about.
know, but if you structure certain things, you would have to worry about these things. So I feel like the failures within the realm of marriage comes with the actual placement of our mindsets. Like how we view marriage. Like we make it seem like marriage is supposed to be this miserable thing where you tend to the kids 24 hours a day, you don't have fun. It's like your life is over type shit. No, like, do you have to make some changes? Yes. But your life is not over. You just have to find different ways to revamp your route and how you maneuver and what you decide you want to do in life. Like point blank period. You get what I'm saying? So
I get it, but like I
yeah,
was saying, a lot of women have not found that healthy balance. Most of the women that I've met over the years, it's either or. It's either they're not that good of a wife and mother, or they're totally absolved in it and that's their whole life.
hey, Queen, once we hit the 30-minute mark of the show, we're going to switch topics and we're going to touch base on that. That's my point of view exactly. What the is an alpha woman? But
Listen.
when we hit the 30-minute mark, we're going to go into the next topic. Hold tight. we're gonna
Get
get
to that.
there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there. You know.
Yeah,
Um
but as far as like I said this before. A woman all day when you wake up, it's about the kids, and then when your husband gets home, it's make sure he's all right. And then at the end of the night, who checks up on you?
oh man. I had a question for the audience out there. Who do you think benefit more from marriage? The male or the female? Please send me your comments because I really feel like it benefits the women more. Because
It only benefits women in divorce if she married a rich man.
I
But
mean,
within the marriage,
uh, it's the type of marriage you get. Like, what did you structure? Like, what was your objective? Did like what form of
of
security did you
course.
have?
But I'm
See,
just basing this in general.
see, he said the female.
Mm.
Why you say the female, King? Like,
I'm just basing in general, like most women, or especially if we're talking about Black women, most of us don't get the luxury of becoming housewives. So this financial security is what I'm still going to have to work.
but it's what you work for. I'm pretty sure you know the
So,
guy before you got married.
of
Um,
course, and
you,
you like him enough to accept the fact that I love this man, but I'm still going to have to work the rest of my life.
you can actually join us on the show. I'll send you the link. Yeah, yeah, you'd have to work the rest of your life. That may not be true either. So it's like you gotta bring something to the table, yes. But it's how you structure your relationship. Like if you know this person have the bare minimum and you have the bare minimum, I wouldn't recommend marriage for you. I would actually recommend developing your relationship and grow together, or you structure a plan so when you do get married, you elevate together. But most broke man or woman aim to have this grand, spectacular wedding, and then the joint is like no honeymoon because you don't have nothing
Mhm,
left or whatever, whatever. It's like you put
mhm.
yourself in debt before you can even gain something
Yeah.
or build something.
Well, I mean, well, that says a lot about the couple because if your wedding is going to put you in debt like that, then why are you doing this? Like, yes, I think that a wedding is not exactly necessary, but it's necessary in my life, the ceremony.
Mm.
But is this about to break the bank? No. There's nothing wrong with a small, nice ceremony with a couple of family and friends. Ain't
Y'all,
nobody trying to
y'all don't want nothing small, B.
rent out the ballroom at the Omni and shit.
Y'all don't want nothing small, B. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well then I don't want nothing small if I know you can afford it.
And
But if I know you can't afford it, then that's not what we doing.
And on top of it as well, I feel like you control once the relationship starts, it's like you control how long the man lives
How do we do that?
by what you cook for him.
Okay, well,
All this salt, this steak, this whatever garbage,
okay,
so on and so
that's a whole nother conversation on what.
same thing. Those-
No, I mean, listen, a lot of men is just happy that their wives are cooking. Not everybody's on the health tip and is like, oh, why do you put so much salt in our food? Like, come on.
if you call that cooking, like I see some plates, yo, yeah, y'all be advertising some plates that look like straight dog food, yo. Like, get that off the internet, yo. What's wrong with y'all? Call yourself
Listen,
American.
I'm not gonna judge anybody's cultural
Stop it.
food.
Stop it, fam. Stop it. Like, what you mean you ain't gonna judge nobody food? But I still believe the woman benefits more from the marriage. And like you said, you touched base early on divorce, right?
Yes.
She might have came with $1. He has 300
Mhm.
mil, and by the time she left, she's a millionaire,
Oh, exactly. As she should be.
as she should be.
Yes.
Fam, only if you work together to gain that
No.
300 mil.
You
Stop it.
chose that woman to be your wife. Now she deserves half of your loot when she exits. There's consequences to every action.
No, she doesn't.
I'm saying,
But
yes,
do
she does, because you need to maintain, especially if she has your child, you need to maintain the quality of their lifestyle even after this marriage is over. That's the whole point of why she even entertained you.
yo, come on, stop it. You really believe
I'm
that?
saying, okay, let's go back to how tradition, how wedding, the reason for marriages in a traditional Western sense. Um, the man that you marry or have your child by is going to determine your lifestyle. Like traditionally, that's why you wanted to be the king's mistress. You wanted to marry the king because even if it went south, you was set up for life. You got all the lands, all the castles, all the, you know what I mean? Same context. I want to be LeBron's side chick because even when he's done with me, I have his baby, we're set for life. That's
Queen.
essentially the same concept.
Wow. Wow. Queen, do you agree with everything she just said?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you agree
Oh,
with
okay.
everything she just said?
I was trying to like set up everything, so I only caught the tail end of it. Can you give me like a little recap or like a little synopsis of like what was just said?
Yeah, I was just saying that the type of men you marry or have your children by traditionally back in the day would determine the lifestyle that you would lead.
I would agree with that. I would agree
Thi-
with that.
This is why we go after high powered men or men of means, because that's going to set us up. So even when they cast you aside and on to the next, you're still set for life via this child or this marriage arrangement.
I agree with Alex. Alex says both need independent lives and money, which is a great factor.
Within a marriage, yes,
Yes, and
to
coming
an
to
extent.
what extent is there?
His money is your money, and your money is your money.
No, that's a false notion. No, that's a false
It's
notion.
not. It's not. It
My
makes
money is
perfect
my
sense.
money, your money is your money. And what we decide for the household is ours.
Your money is our money.
See, that's the mindset. That's the mindset I don't like about.
One doesn't like it, but we're talking in a traditional sense. It's the man is the head of household for a reason. He's the provider, the protector. So he's providing us with a certain lifestyle.
But the man was never the head of household in the beginning. It was the woman. That changed.
I
That
don't
When
know
was
where that.
that? When was that?
Yeah,
that
I don't know where
changed.
that
We
came
all
from.
got this. We all got the same little computer in our hand. That changed at some point um, in our lifetime. Like I don't know where I get it, thinking that the man was always the head of the household. And
I mean, well, when in one part of history or culture were women heads.
oh my gosh, keep talking. I
I
want you to
agree with you,
expound
sis.
more.
I agree with you.
I mean, women
I'm
do
very
run stuff
traditional. Like I'm
sometimes.
traditional in like how I operate. I mean, I wasn't
Right.
always like that, but just in my knowledge and just understanding like gender polarity and things like that, and it's like completely shifted like my mindset about it. So
Yeah.
I would agree with you about like the whole provider thing, but it's deeper than that. Sorry, y'all, my dog is in the
Mhm.
background. He got an attitude. But but I feel like it's deeper than that. And I feel like we're looking at a lot of the like surface things first without understanding like function, just like any organ, you know what I mean? Like its form determines its function. And so it's the same, I feel like, with relationships and, gender polarity. and when it comes
Yeah.
to providing and stuff like that.
Okay, so within the 1940s to 1960s, 1970s, the actual role of the household, who was the head, actually changed.
The woman is only the head in the absence of a man.
Now the woman is the head in the absence of a man, but
Right. But before,
it was the woman. They never you guys never had the opportunity to mingle or go out and work and so on and so forth. Hence is you being the head of the household, where you stay home, you provide, you take care of the family.
no, that sounds
Oh,
like
okay.
you
Okay. I'm glad
Within
you
the house,
clarified.
within the
Definitely doesn't
household.
mean head of the
okay.
household to me.
Yeah. Because that sounds like most mothers who are in within the household running things. But that doesn't make her the head of the household though. That just means she's running shit in the house. But the man is still up front providing this house and the final say so, essentially.
Yeah, not according to these documents, but okay. We're gonna
So,
we're gonna
okay, let me ask you
we're gonna
this.
agree to disagree.
So, what documents what
Yeah.
documents are you looking at, and what culture is this, like the United
How
States? Like what?
It's the United States head of
Mhm.
household.
Mhm.
Gives you a breakdown of when the censors changed it, and it changed between
Mhm.
1940s to 1970s.
Okay, so you're telling me, let me make sure I understand correctly. So, what you're looking at is stating that the head of the household has changed, and your definition of the head of the household is the person who's running the things like in the home, like taking care of the home and preparing
It's
like.
not my definition; it's their definition.
So how would you
It's
define the head of the
what
household?
what 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 exactly is the head of the household? What, like, common sense would say, oh, the person who leads, like she stated earlier, provides, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But in actuality, if both male and female work and provide for the household, there is no head. It's a balance.
I agree. Um, if your man is reasonable, that's totally what that it makes sense. But even in a modern context, still some people would still say that the man is the head,
Is it
even
within
if y'all both working and you know.
is it within the matriarchy that actually where men feels a certain way with women leading a certain way? Like, if they feel like if the woman gets certain control, it's like their
Yes.
testicles is cut off. That's the most asinine ish ever.
Essentially, we both get up and go to work every day, but everyone knows that the man is making the final decision within your household. So
See,
But that's
we
not
understand.
I
true.
disagree
That's
with
not
that,
true.
and I agree with that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
completely like I agree with allowing the man to be the head of the household. Like, I'm big on
Let a man be a man.
submission, and but that also comes with like a woman knowing how to submit. I wish my sis was on here because she just despises like anything about submission in women. but
But but
but like I
everybody
feel like for me, like personally, I am like traditional all the way. I believe in like a man leading the household. I believe in like me being like a stay-at-home wife. I believe in being a stay-at-home mom. And the
Exactly.
reason for that is because, I personally want to use all of my talents, my gifts, my tools, everything to uplift the vision of my king. Why would I waste my time? Why would I put in 12 hours to make somebody else's husband rich and let her be at home? That makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't
Yeah.
I use all of my tools to build the kingdom for us? You know what I'm saying? And in doing that, me being at home, that's going to make my husband's life easier. You're going to have cooked meals. You're going to
Exactly.
have a wife who is going to feel free and ready to do it anytime, and that's
Yeah.
another thing, about this dynamic, is that the sexual dynamic is better because you don't have a woman who is slaving, working every day, and she's at home, in her oasis, ready and fresh and lovely and feeling good and ready to do whatever at any moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of different things that go into it. It's not just this, oh, like she's not putting in her work. Like it's a balanced thing. You know what I mean? Like it's a beautiful dance of energy, you know? Like
Yes, a man with a good wife, that is how that would work.
But when you're in a measly marriage and both of y'all are not financially stable and both of y'all have to put in the work and put the kids in daycare and structure some form of means for them to be taken care of while you go make whatever change you make or while you build up somebody else's company, it never really works like that. It's like a battle back and forth on who's what, who's this, who's that, and everything that's outside of the house tend to come within the house and cause conflict within the household.
Well, I mean, you kind of knew that when you guys got married. So
I understand that, but a lot of people don't look at these things. You know, they look at stuff on a surface level, and they don't look at the in betweens. You know, earlier I mentioned that a woman control how long a man lives, and to some people they're like, "Get the hell out of here!" No, they don't. Yes, he's consuming what she cooks, and if what she cooks are filled with salt and so on and so forth, you know, the heart attacks, the different variations of disease, and she's also making herself sick, and she feel like she's doing the household justice, but there's certain things that's not working for the household, or they're eating a pork and so on and so forth.
Listen, we're not gonna talk about pork like that.
That's affecting the household. You know,
and I don't do the swine.
and you know, it's just a lot of issue. Like some men will come in and like, hey, here, honey, here's the paycheck, and don't worry about nothing else because he feels like that's what it is. I provide, and that's what it is. She takes care of everything else, but
yeah,
it lacks the teamwork, like Queen said earlier.
But that's something that you have to consider, you know, like when you are picking a mate, like that doesn't just go for like women, it goes for men too. You know, it's very important who you choose. You know, we need to teach our sons that their seed is very important. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here just throwing it everywhere, you know, to whoever is like giving it to you. You know what I mean? It's
That's
important
right.
for men to choose well as well. Like this isn't just a woman thing. Like y'all need to be uppity about who y'all to mess with too.
So let me ask you a question. What was the last relationship you got into that the male said, "Hey, what's your relationship with your mom? You know, where's your headspace psychologically? How you feel inside? Are you secure with yourself? You know, these conversations don't come up. People sit like kids.
Conversations shouldn't come up because
it should come up.
They shouldn't, because you're not going to get a truthful answer.
But it should come up. I feel like that's what your answer, instead of you sitting there like, oh, my favorite color is this. Oh, that's mine too.
Oh yeah,
I like this car. And
favorite color.
No, you shouldn't answer. That's like asking like how many partners have you had in the past. You're not about to get a truthful. You're not about to get a truthful answer.
Fam.
You asked me. I could have the lowest self-esteem in the world right now. You could be like, "Do you love yourself?" Totally.
But I can tell. But I can tell.
Exactly. So you can tell by having conversations with me without asking those specific direct questions.
I just want to see where you come from. Like you need to evaluate that as well. Just like asking about an STD chart and when's the last time you went and did your physical is a benefit. We don't do these things. And like Queen said, we quick to throw ourselves in somebody else's temple and come out with a whole bunch of baggage and wonder why our shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Not looking at
Those are very good questions to ask, but you're going to have to be able to have a conversation with someone and judge that for yourself without asking that direct question. Because if you ask most people, they are not going to be truthful with you. You're not, they'll be like, hey, do you love yourself? Oh, you know what? I actually am suffering from low self esteem right now. And I have like a therapist. I see her 3 times a week. I really don't think that I've recovered from the trauma of my relationship with this one guy. Come on.
But you got
People
some
are not
people.
gonna.
But
You
you got
just have but you're gonna have to have general conversation with them. And just by asking people other indirect questions, you can tell if they suffer from low self-esteem or have some type of trauma or baggage that they're still dealing with without asking them directly off.
Queen, but I don't want to go into the listen. Based on how you answer these questions, is going to determine if you're a liar or not on a psychological level. Because if you go into it being honest with me, I will see more like, I could probably work with her and we could probably work because I might have that in common. I go to therapy. I go to therapy as well. You know,
Listen, that is you. I told you. I want to be like you when I grow up, but most people out here are not as grown up as you, and they're going to lie
yo,
to your face.
yo. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's a topic that Queen was waiting for. Yes. What the hell is an alpha male? Can a woman be an alpha male? Is there such thing as a alpha male? A male, because in order to be alpha, you have to have a lot of testosterone and kind of look like me, walk around with your chest up and your voice all deep. So, what is
Oh,
an alpha
Lord.
male?
No, okay. So an alpha female, because essentially we're all energy, right?
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
saying male. I don't turn the females into a man, but yeah,
Right,
alpha
right.
female,
Oh,
female.
I
Yeah.
know what you were trying to say. But
Apologies.
yes, we're essentially all energy. And there's masculine energy and there's feminine energy.
Understood.
We all contain both. Some have more or less than others.
I don't agree with that.
So we've all been around
That's true. I concur.
masculine feeling women. You posted that video the other day of that woman. I told you she comes off very masculine.
I
Like
concur. That's
she
right.
has a whole like I didn't see her shoes, but I'm pretty sure they were probably Tim's. Like
Stop it.
I'm saying, if she was just like plain from New York, I would not shock me.
Wow.
Because she just gives off such masculine, like strong vibes, regardless of the feminine words that were coming out of her mouth. Her presentation was real hard with it.
But changing
And
trajectory. I mean, society now is pussified, if that is even a word. Like you can't tell people the truth no more. It's like everybody's stuck within this illusion, and most
I
women have
didn't
this
notice, I
mindset.
didn't say what she said was wrong.
Oh,
I
okay.
said her demeanor, her energy feels masculine. She feels like the type of chick she'd be like, oh, they don't care about the makeup. She seems like one of those chicks who doesn't really know how to put on makeup.
But she's a natural. She's a natural woman,
No,
and
but there's natural by choice and not. There are some women who are just like, oh, I'm rejecting this modern way of thinking, and I don't need the patriarchy's ideal of me being beautiful by putting on makeup. And then there's those tomboyish chicks who genuinely don't know how to put it on.
why
Someone
they
has to show
tomboyish?
them.
Why they tomboys? Because they hang around more boys and play
No,
some
because
kind of
they're more
sports and stuff.
sporty. It's
I was
it's
Okay.
a tomboy growing up.
like their makeup never really was their strong suit.
Yeah,
And
I wasn't.
and it doesn't mean that they don't want to put it on, they just kind of don't know how.
It's funny for a lot of females or women that hate men. They certainly use men for a lot of terminologies in society, don't they?
Well, listen.
They strap up like a man.
Yeah, your
They
toxic masculinity.
Yeah, they walk
Whatever the
around
hell
like
that
a
is.
man. They walk
Right.
around like a man. Some of them want to sag like a man, want to punch like a man.
Shoot, even the studs being like toxic masculinity themselves.
Yeah, yeah, but the studs be getting penetrated they don't put it on the forefront.
We're not gonna talk about that. That's nothing but hearsay.
Yeah.
Stop spreading rumors about these studs.
Yeah, okay.
One gonna meet you in the parking lot. Hey, what's all that shit you was talking? Fight you.
Yeah, but what the hell is an alpha female? Please do tell.
Okay. So
yeah, tell me.
So some women embody masculine energy more so than others. And some men, I know it makes them feel less than for you to say that they are feminine. Obviously, they're not around here wearing heels and switching, but you still come off more docile, which is a feminine trait, than this masculine ass aggressive chick over here. And you think that just because she's a woman, if y'all go back and forth, you're about to win this. But you're not, because you're not that aggressive person. You're not that aggressive person in your day-to-day life with other men, let alone women. So when this woman comes up to you and chops you down, like I'm speaking verbally, and you like, oh, women need to be more. Don't be mad at me because I'm more masculine than you, nigga. Like,
Ooh, cringe.
Essentially.
No nigga right here. We
Okay,
emancipated past that terminology a long time ago, right?
Okay, sorry.
Straight kings and princes and so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. No nigga right here.
I told you I want to be like you when I grow up, but I'm not at that point yet.
Hey, at least you admit where you at.
The Lord's still working on me.
I know that's right.
Hey, but I don't believe there's such thing as an alpha female.
Yeah, I don't believe in that either.
And even the terminology woman basically is a masculine name or terminology or whatever. It's like 1 minute, like I said earlier, y'all like certain things about men, y'all aim to mimic them, like i.e. the studs, and you got other women in the forefront. Oh, I don't need a man. Or whatever. I'm Miss Independent, but when the lights is off, somebody's touching you.
Yeah, but that's very different.
No, but that's why I consider this is why society consider these women alphas, because they make their own money. They don't depend on the man. They drive they nice cars, they got their house, they wait to have children, so on and so forth.
I wouldn't consider those women alpha females. I would consider them independent women. Very different.
But the alpha terminology falls within that spectrum.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It can. It can.
Alpha woman. It's like a B. Like when I think of an alpha woman, I think of like a B word, like a girl who got an attitude, like you can't tell her nothing, like like she's gonna be the friend that if something happens to you, she gonna be like, like don't mess with my friend.
Call her. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right.
She changed the light bulb. She gets underneath the car. She changed the and everything. She don't need Jerome.
Yeah, she don't need masculine energy because she got her own masculine.
You mean masculine toxicity? That's what she has.
Yeah. The reason why I separate those two, because and I say that those are independent women, is because there are women who do all that and can be completely feminine, but completely avoid of really saying, I don't need a man to do anything for me. I make my own money. I make my own way in life.
That don't make sense.
But I'm still walking around here in some stilettos. And
you know what? That don't make sense. You know what? That don't make sense, because when you're asleep in your bed, 90% of the jobs that's being done are being done by men. So you do need a man, because a man upkeeps society.
That's debatable.
No, it's a fact. A man
is
the
1940s
society.
What do you mean? How is a man upkeeping
it? Man is the leader of the household.
You ever seen a woman on the scaffold? You ever seen a woman out the road plowing tar?
I don't even know what none of that shit is.
Exactly my point. Exactly, because it's
like I said, the 1940s.
Wait, you saying that the man is like holding together society, but you don't believe that the man is the lead of the household?
No, listen. What I'm saying is, like I was saying before, it wasn't a man that was the head of the household. They changed the terminology. It was the women. That's what I was saying. I was actually giving you guys information pertaining to that, but y'all didn't believe it. So now, like,
I believe
now into the. Go ahead. What you were saying?
I was just saying I believe it. I was just asking for clarification because I like to know where you're coming from, in order for me to fully grasp like what you're saying. But
okay,
I believe that. But
I mean, I'm saying that World War II, 1940s proves that society keeps running without men. Because what happened during that time?
What? All the women
What happened when
up,
all the men? No, when all the men went off to war, women was building whole bombers and bombs and shit because there was no men. Now, obviously, we don't enjoy doing those things.
Touché.
But if all the men die off and we absolutely have to do it, we can muster up a couple lesbians to build some planes.
I'm confused. I'm confused though. I'm confused. Did all the men go to war?
Most of them only like.
Oh, okay. So who was behind the scenes actually dictating the strategies and so on and so forth?
Obviously, someone had to show the chicks what to do.
Oh, okay. So now all men
say there was nobody to show us what to do. You think we couldn't read the blueprints and put this shit together?
Oh my God. See, let's talk about this now because this is gonna go into this bullshit that's going on now where y'all think y'all equal up to men and y'all want the equal rights and so on.
No one said that.
Wait. No. It falls into that category.
I don't believe in any of that.
So here you have these natural men that was born men that's entering y'all sports and dominating y'all sport. Yeah, and I feel like that is bullshit.
It is.
Of course it is.
You get what I'm saying? But honestly,
because men are naturally stronger than us. We are not debating that. I'm saying that if you show me how, just like someone showed you how to build this plane, I can put the shit together. It may take me longer because it's boring the shit out of me, but I can do it.
I can do it, but I ain't gonna do it.
Exactly.
Wow, that's what I'm saying. So when y'all say I don't need a man,
a society void of women, and there have been so many fictional movies about this, of movies and shows about the die off of men and just women just making it. We cooperate. It's the other way around. If all the women die off and men descend into chaos.
Fam, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, that's
because you got to look.
World.
Yeah,
a world without
like why would you want that? Why would you want that?
But I'm saying to take it back to you women need us. It's like, no, we want you.
Y'all do need men and men need y'all. Society upkeep. Like there would be no society if there's no women. Like I would never denounce that. You get what I'm saying? Like in order for us to survive, we need you guys. You know what I'm saying? So like
yes.
But I just want you
but
guys
men usually make that argument and saying that you need us, so you need to cooperate with us because you need us.
But in order to carry life forward, in order to actually repopulate, you need a man. Like period.
That's fact.
Yes, it's the truth. It's balance.
Just need specimen.
Fam, it's balance, and that don't even work.
Because that's isn't that crazy though? How we can dehumanize like men in that way and take away their offering to life
and their purpose.
That's crazy to me. And
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I understand why the thought process even came around, because women are really trying to figure out a way to live a good life without a man, because
but that's a lie.
Listen, but so many places around the world and in the West, Men are just on their bullshit, just doing all her dominating and just living miserable. Women around the world live miserable lives under men, and the laws and the boundaries that they've made for the women in their cultures. Western women have a lot more freedom, but essentially it's the same principle.
I don't feel any type of like restriction by men or anything like that. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I know in the United States, women are very, 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 very privileged. I mean, we live longer than men. Like,
yeah,
and they OD too. Like, they really don't know where they fit in. They want to do everything, and you cannot have that. And you talk about this is why you need men, because as much as you say you don't need a man, guess what? A dildo reflects a man.
That's okay. I've always wondered about that. Like, how are you gay, but you still want like a phallus inside of you? Like,
exactly. That's
like,
because once
you see
again,
psychologically. You see how psychological effed up they are. You see how messed up they are.
Because it's the man that you don't want.
Stop. But you mimic everything that a man brings. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's weird.
And it will never be. And it will never be that warmth. You try to mimic the one. And you know what's crazy to me? The people that's replicating these things and pushing these agendas go home to their family. And these people that create and replicate these things are quick to actually off their women.
Yeah.
And y'all know who I'm talking about. They want to take away the men from you, but they go home to theirs and they live happily and most miserable as ever. But you get what I'm saying? But like, you cannot replace the energy that a man brings forth. And I'm not talking about every man. I'm talking about the Aboriginal, the Moorish man, us. Like, you cannot replace that.
I agree with that 100%. But I personally, what I've learned over the years is that women, I don't believe that I have a masculine inside of me. I believe the way for me to access the masculine is with my king, and I don't believe that a man has feminine in him. I believe that we've learned certain traits and things like that to overcompensate and stuff, but I don't believe that men have this and that women have that. Like, I don't want a man who has like a feminine in him. Like, I am the feminine for him. Like, that's the closest he's gonna get to the feminine. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want.
And I agree. I agree with
that. Man, and I think that that's beautiful, and I think that that's why a lot of issues with the whole transgender agenda is because we don't understand how to respect each role. Instead of when somebody says, "Oh, mommy, I want to be a girl," like, I'm a girl, instead of saying, "You are a boy, you are strong, this is what men do in the world, this is what they bring in the world," instead of celebrating that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all they see is like men getting bashed down, or all they see is women getting this high pedestal, in society, via victim consciousness and things like that. So they're like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is
I like her so much.
Like, being on this side, like, it's wonderful." You know what I'm saying? Instead of telling a little girl, like, "Oh my gosh, this is what you bring into the world. This is your essence. You are half of the divine. Like, this is what the divine." We are literally mimicking the creator. We are made in the creator, the divine's image. So therefore, like, there's those two polarities. Like, let me not preach.
Yeah, you just make somebody broke their TV because they're like, "Yo, she's going too deep." But I respect that 100%, and that's how you become whole. Like, a woman can't be whole without a man, and vice versa.
I agree.
But nobody takes the chance to learn that spiritual aspect and energy of their self. Everybody's isolated, and it's like, "Oh, it's me against you." But I need you so I can carry my lineage beyond now. Like, they're trying to extinguish us. They're trying to get us out of here. They're trying to not have us procreate and so on anymore. So, you know what? Let's turn their masculine into feminine, and let's turn their feminine into masculine. Have them go against each other. But I'm the key to your lock, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to change the mindset. Like, the mindset is
They're at the end of the
The
day, they're not
mindset is F. The mindset is
strong
effed up.
families.
The mindset is really effed up.
Yes.
If you were born a dude,
And
I would never accept that. Like, if I have a daughter, my G, and you go into the bathroom with my daughter, I'm feeding you out. Period.
Nah,
I'm feeding you out. That pedophilia shit y'all trying to play and justify to make it nice for y'all to walk around and pick children like flowers. Not this father. I will finish you. And this is live. So, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the hell out of here, yo. Like what you like when you like it, how you like it on your own personal space. Don't bring that shit to my surrounding and who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree. But
yeah, I agree.
I just the original topic is that just because you have a dick in between your legs does not mean you embody masculine energy.
True.
I agree with that.
That's just all there is to
Your
it.
surrounding. It's based on your surrounding and what your parents accept and what they tell you.
That and your personality does not reflect it. Not every man is just this aggressive, just walking up on people personality. It just,
but that
is
that what masculinity, like, is that what you think masculinity like means, or are you just speaking for like other people?
I mean, just that's a that's more of a dominant presence, because we're talking about dominant, submissive, alpha.
Okay, because in my
is
opinion,
what I mean.
Masculinity.
No,
I'm like,
masculine.
if a man is going around acting like that, then he's not really a dominant man.
Yeah,
That's really a weak man.
Yeah, no.
And masculine energy goes beyond the norm of society and what society depicts it to be.
It's a silent force. Like, it's
exactly.
not.
I am just talking surface level.
Like,
because we're talking about dominant and submissive traits.
Like, when I walk in a room, you can feel my energy. When, like, it's just certain things I command. Like, I'll go outside and I'm walking with somebody and they're like, do you know that person? No, but that person can sense who I am as a man, and what power I have. It's like, what's not seen is the most powerful. What's on surface is more illusion to me.
And there are like certain feminine traits, and like I said before, all those Bitterbetties crying on Kevin Samuels' page and stuff, like, they just come off as pure bitches to me. Like, if I seen them on the street, I would have every confidence to just slap the shit out of them, and they wouldn't do nothing. Like,
why?
That's
it's not like
how,
you got a personal gripe.
That's how pussy they come off.
It's not like you have a personal gripe. Please do tell.
So, like, they'd be like, "Why did you hit me?" Seriously? That's why I hit you.
Hey, the sweetest dude.
Versus, like, I mean, like, but Kevin Samuels is a tall man. What is he, like 6'2" or something?
I don't pay attention to Duke. Like,
I don't know. I'm short, but if I could get a stool, I'll slap the shit out of him too. And he would be outraged. I could see him now. I could see him holding his face.
And looks may be deceiving, because you got a lot of sweet males that will put you in a casket. So looks is deceiving.
I'm saying, but I'm saying that he doesn't seem like the fight back type. He seems like the power in the corner.
Does being timid has anything to do with masculinity?
No, not necessarily. Like I said, that's
but
timid,
he comes
mild
off timid.
mannered. Timid, mild mannered doesn't mean a man is a bitch. Don't get it twisted.
He comes off timid to me. But what is the alpha female, though? I'm still waiting on that.
Well, I've given that someone who embodies that energy, who is, one could say a leader, whatever you want to call it, but she bodies.
Kevin Samuel alone, all right?
Don't let me catch him in a dark alley.
Oh my God.
He's getting slapped today.
Oh my God. So you don't like him?
I don't like him, and it's not even because I don't agree with his message, because actually a lot of the stuff that comes out of his mouth I agree with.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he is not telling the whole truth, and he's giving these lame dudes out here false hope that they can
Wow. But
they
look,
can get.
but look, but look. See, what I told you earlier is that society says an alpha female is a powerful and successful woman, often in a leadership role. Alpha females are often described as intimidating by men and women.
Yes. And they
So,
essentially had to be intimidating to get to where they are.
but that's really not telling me nothing.
That's telling me everything. You don't get in high places.
Is an
Okay, so
aggressive, independent woman who don't need a
Yeah.
man and who be getting these tricks.
okay,
Yeah.
so the urban dictionary states an alpha female is a dominant female in a group. She dates as many males as she wants.
What?
Is strong and confident, and a hard worker as well as often busy.
They really had to add that dates as many men.
She's usually sarcastic because she's powerful and playful. Alpha females are intelligent, intellectual problem solvers, and thought to be an alpha female is more of a state of mind than a physicality. That's what I'm saying. That shit is not real.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but we never argued that it was physical.
You know, but
Essentially, you thought that I was aggressive in my little short self.
a lot of females
You know?
believe it is physical. And alpha understanding dressing up and sexy increases her power in society. So she does it. Alpha females are often terrible, misunderstood by beta and lesser males.
Exactly. Who have problems.
And evident by the posts about alpha females and when it happens. She calls a bitch, a cunt, or a whore. Alpha females prefer passion over romance. Although, if it is romance coming from an alpha male, a hot one, that's another story. What the?
I'm saying, but I'm still focused on why they felt the need to say she sleeps with multiple men. That hurt my feelings, and I'm not even an alpha female. Like, what they need to put that in the expectation? No, they just had to throw that in there as a little black slide.
No, is that she sleep with as much men as she wants to.
If she wants to, but that no. Stop it.
It's also, I'm guessing, like Sex in the City, like alpha female.
Yeah.
But they really said she's a whore, is what they're trying to say. And we to put that, because of course you would have to be a whore to want that. So no.
That's crazy.
The mystery still remains.
That's crazy. It doesn't exist.
Listen, it's a thing. We all know one.
It's an illusion. Y'all have it. Y'all created it.
Not an illusion, because at the end of the day, she's still running up on these dudes, on these lesser men. This is why they have such a problem with her.
Oh, okay. But y'all still crying for equality. Y'all still crying for equal pay, though, right?
Yes, I still want equal pay within the workplace. Yes, I do. I'm not saying I want to be a fucking construction worker.
But that's a damn illusion. So where's your value? You don't think you should get paid based on your value, what you bring forth, and how you change the trajectory of workplace?
Yes, I agree that I should get paid for the same job for the same work.
But you're not going to get paid because you bring less value to the workplace, because maybe 9 months you might be pregnant and need to take the time off and so on and so forth. But we need a man that could keep going around the clock, that don't need these breaks.
See, actually, men do need maternity leave, and in Iceland, they actually fix the problem to that. So that's actually a Western problem that they intentionally put in front of that, because actually some of the bigger companies are starting to give men maternity leave, as they should. So that solves that problem right there. Men and women take maternity leave.
That's why I want to move to England, because England will give you a year off and still pay you.
Yeah, Iceland gives men and women mandatory maternity leave. So when you're expecting a baby or whatever, it's already written in the contract that at some point you're going to have to be off for like 6 months. So they don't have problems with, oh, we don't want to hire women because we know these hoes going to be off in the next 6 months. Like, no, men and women have to take that maternity leave off. So it doesn't matter who they hire.
Hey, listen, I believe in the divine, all right? And within the divine, there's a balance. And the balance says, I need you and you need me. The thing now is for us to just find the right fit. Whosoever fits our puzzle,
Agreed.
we need to go out and find that. Stop aiming to find anything because it has hair on the between the legs and you can penetrate. Like control yourself as kings. Control yourself, like because every time you run up into something, you're taking on that energy. So if she slept with like 6 men, you're taking all the energy of that 6 men, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And within the same breath, like a queen has to give herself time to actually flush those energies out of her body. Normally, it takes 30 days, or more than likely, it might take 60 to 90 days. But y'all don't give y'all time.
It takes ritual.
I don't give y'all time. Exactly. And I mean, I could go into some, you know what I mean? Get your garlics on and steam your never mind. Yeah, I'm in tune with all of that.
Hey, it's Christians watching this show. Don't talk about that.
Oh, they the worst. They the worst.
I'm cracking.
I wonder.
No, I'm saying when you bring around sage and they be like, that ain't nothing but the devil.
I wonder whose girl is sitting next to the pastor.
Listen, you're not gonna say nothing about Pastor Wilson like that.
Yeah, Pastor Wilson be piping the wife.
Man.
Oh man.
Wilson.
But ladies, it's been great. We still don't know what an alpha female is.
Yeah,
I'm still stuck, but okay.
Listen, apparently there's different definitions of it, but I feel like you got a good idea of what one is. The next time you see one, you'll know it.
Yeah, she leading the pack. What wolf? What wolf blood she getting to me style? Let me. You comparing yourselves to animals now? I'm an alpha.
I don't know, but when she runs up on you, you'll know it. when she smushes your face in the grocery store,
smushes my face. First of all, First of all, she's not gonna do that. She gonna
for cutting her in the line at Trader Joe's. I don't know.
she gonna see the energy and the pheromones gonna be whatever. I'm just gonna walk past like
nah.
But anyway,
yeah.
Yo, this world is sick, yo. This world is sick. The shit that they bring forth for us to ingest and believe in is crazy. We really need to silence the noise and straighten our inner self, yo, and love ourselves. Because once we start loving ourselves, all of this shit really doesn't matter. Agreed. And we don't focus so much on these things. You know what I'm saying? Like tap into your spirituality, man, not your worldly self. What's that deep side for, Miss?
Agree.
No, I agree, but the simple fact is most people don't love themselves.
Yeah.
Which is why you don't even ask them questions like that, like I told you.
It's twisted.
Because they're gonna lie.
But those of you that would like to participate in the show, please send me a friend request on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at MEN-talRollaDeK, Instagram likewise, YouTube, like and subscribe at MEN-talRollaDeK, and all your major forums now, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's so much that I'm not calling out. Like I don't remember the names. Please subscribe and leave comments. We're elevating to becoming the #1 podcast. And it's not far-fetched, but yeah. You got an Apple phone, go to Apple, look up MEN-talRollaDeK, like and subscribe. Spotify, so on and so forth. Yes, and gratitude, queens, for joining us. my co-host, Chantrice,
Problem.
Course.
and Bloom.
No problem. Yeah, sorry
Balance,
for the hijack. I was like, let me get on here.
balance and prosperity to you, Queen, for actually touching us with your presence and tapping into the topic. And for those of you that were watching and commenting, gratitude to yourself as well. And stay elevated, blissful, and understand that ignorance is not really bliss; it's stupidity.
Shay.
And stay, I would say stay woke, but in order to do that, you have to be dead. So I'm not gonna do that. Go read your
Stay black.
yeah, stay more.
Oh God.
What?
I knew you were gonna